Going to start removing some fairings now. Yeah, it does look like they're anodized, and it's just worn off on the outside. Weird. guess when you're taking these off and you have come across these little pull parts where it pushes into an O-ring and then stays there and you pull it out, just got to be mindful that the O-ring itself, the rubber, is dried out, so it doesn't want to let go of that. It's actually dried out and it's been sit there for so long, it doesn't want to let go of that, and it's quite easy to break off just by pulling it apart. So just a little bit of care, and that you probably get them out 85% of the time. Just thought we'd have another quick look around before we take the tank off. This is what that other side's supposed to look like. And doesn't. Now I've done some research into the fairings and they are not available. There's no second-hand ones. There's no ones. There are ones suitable for repair, which I've got already. There is one side cover, this side silver cover left, and it's about $400 plus $150 to get it to Australia. It's kind of rules it out, to be honest. Just having a look inside now. Again, there is absolutely no rust or corrosion on this exhaust pipe, which is just amazing. It's a bit grubby. That's about it. Nothing really to complain about. When I took the fairings off, you end up with a bag of bolts. I always leave these with the fairings, although I'll probably get a set of aftermarket ones where they are properly anodized. But I'll put these over there, just put them in a Ziploc bag or a deal baggie. You can get these at the supermarket, or you can get them where I found it, which is in the kitchen. And I think she's still looking for the box, but she'll get another one. Anyway, that brake fluid is perfect. That coolant overflow bottle we saw. Got some sort of little pocket here. Interesting. Everything looks pretty good. There's the reservoir for the shocker. Worried about getting it apart and finding things that we don't like. There's that X-up valve. The way the exhaust system works. Got a little 10 mils on the exhaust. Engine looks fine. Just can't get over the amount of other ones I've seen on videos where the thing's just an absolute ball of rust and aluminium corrosion. As I said, you don't see a lot of these in Australia or Victoria. You see a lot of them overseas in Europe. They are a bit hard, those hoses. Probably warrant enough to change them. The lack of rust. I bet you the lack of rust will make you wish that your great-great-grandfather stole that loaf of bread and got deported to Australia. I swear, dealing with that crap every day is just ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get the tank off now and we'll have a good look at it. Left it all unplugged. No spiders. Tank is absolutely perfect. No rust, corrosion. Perfect. Let's have a look at the carburetors and the airbox. Fuel tank connections. Pretty stiff hose, but I think they are anyway. It's not too bad. Pressure side, these do run a fuel pump. ZX10 runs a fuel pump also. It's very light, low pressure, but the big engines and the performance engines with high RPM cannot run on gravity. Run a thermostat down here. A lot better than the Kawasaki idea of putting it into the frame just behind here. Oh, I put a... give you a look at it. I put a bag on the... Oh, so considerate. Really? Another one of those steel baggies. Before I take the airbox off, I might just get rid of that front splitter, front screen, and get this nose cone off. Serious? How long do you want the fucking screw to be? Wow, that's ridiculous. That's great, isn't it? That is terrible. Anyway. Oh, that was not fun. Now, there is one thing interesting about this. It's obviously had quite a few repairs before. Like that. Wonderful. Thing that I've just found most interesting is the radiator cap. Now, how the fuck are you supposed to get your radiator cap when that's covering it like this? You can't get that out without taking this off. There must be a way, which is probably why these tabs are broken, because people have gone, well, that's the best way. Good way to sell engines. just found the wire that on-off switch goes to, and it's not connected to anything. Went down to the fuel pump area. Dash. It's just cable tied down with no end on it. Cut like that. Lovely bit of tape work there. Wonderful. And a hole for, yeah, we can only suggest no reason whatsoever. 96, you still had a speedo cable. Interesting. Anyway, that is a plastic panel that has to be repaired as well. Just around here. Everything else looks alright on it. Yeah, it looks alright everywhere else. Just here. If you squint, it's meat. Nothing else needs to come apart there. You got two brake lines that go all the way down to each side of caliper. That's fine. Frame number. I know the coolant's nice and green. Well, that's not going to be changed. I was tipping that switch was for someone had hardwired the thermo fans for when it was getting warm. But it goes down towards the fuel pump area and it doesn't seem to have an end or a join or anything like that. So it still could have been that, or could have been something else. I'll take that airbox off now. Lots of parts. Tricky. Oh, it's got a breathable, reclaimable air filter in it. Someone's put a K&N in it. Oh, I suppose that was supposed to be glued on. It's come off. That can be glued on again, but that is clean too. That's good. It's a good little find. Any of these bikes that you do with paper air filters in, you've got to worry that the paper will still look pretty good, but you've just got to remember that it's paper. And has it been sitting around for the last 25 years? It may look good, but you touch it and it can flake up. Or worse, you go for a ride and it sucks it all in. So, you know, anything like that, it's just not worth the drama. New air filter, whether it be aftermarket or not, is a good way to ensure that you're going to have, you're not going to get sucked in on all your carburetors that you've just overhauled, engine you've just tuned. Great. airbox off. Breathers, yep, leave that breather. Drain tubes, and the crankcase breather. Stop. Should have been lazy. Good. Oh, it smells petrol. Nothing in there either. All clean. That's good. These rubbers all have a specific purpose. To have these carburetors run, they have static air vents where the air is, and then they have their ram tube which goes quite deep inside. I don't know if you can see in there, but quite deep inside things. But you need these. Those carburetors are tuned for this airbox. If you change the airbox, it won't run unless you do a lot of other things to it. What I'll do before I put this away is I'll spray these with WD because they are a little bit hard, and that will soften them up a little bit as it's sitting here waiting for it to be repaired. This is all I'm doing with them. I'm spraying that. What I'll do is just soak in a little bit, keeps them supple, and they can be like 60 bucks each. So a little bit of WD helps it on its way. Be no drama with those. Putting them on. They're only an air boot anyway, but they do need to be there. So what else we got here? A little bit of a rubber dam of sorts. That's interesting, isn't it? Look at that. Isn't that pretty?